like the woman that you say you want to be? You gotta
Good day, everybody. I'm trying to turn off something that won't cooperate with me. It's not responding. Dang it. Good day, everybody. This is Ying Yang in California. Power off. God damn. Okay. Sorry about that. I was watching something and then it wouldn't turn off. So here we are. 1,600. 1,648 live shows. Today we are on launch. How to Take Your Business to New Heights by Jen du Plessis. Plessis. Ay. Let me see. What to say. So we are in chapter 4, part 14. Just the text, ma'am. And Jim Rohn said, the greatest definition for concentration I ever heard is wherever you are, be there. Be there, be there, be there, be there, be there. So it said what to do. So we just read the part about what to do for writing a text. And here the next part is what to say. What to say. The next step is to determine what you're going to say in the text. We are on page 109, and the author says, I have sent texts that are personal and friendly, such as sharing whether I'm going to be in town or out of town for the weekend. I've even sent a message about something that I'm planning on doing and how excited I am to have the weekend come along. I think that your real estate agents would love hearing about what you're doing, as it puts a personal note on your business relationship. I've also sent texts that offer some value to my agent contacts, such as quick reminders about specific types of loans or reminders about what has happened with interest rates during the week and what that might mean for their clients. I'm not repeating information they can find in the news, but I'm just reminding them, for example, that rates have gone up a little bit during the week. So, if they have anyone who is sitting on the fence, it may be time to get a commitment from them. Or maybe rates went down, so I remind them that now is a great time to get buyers off the fence and into their homes, and let's strike while the iron is hot. Quick event reminders are always a great thing to text. I've sent reminders about seminars I have coming up, or that I'm going to be speaking at an event and I'd love to have them attend, or that I'm having a business mixer and just wanted to check in and see if they were planning on coming to it. As you're going through the week, and anytime you have questions from clients, it's a great opportunity to write those down and make one the topic of that week's text. Group texting has also worked for me in reconnecting with some people who, for whatever reason, haven't been responsive to my regular phone calls or emails. After receiving one of my texts, they've replied and said, "Oh gosh, it's great to hear from you. Let's get some coffee." It's been great for rekindling my relationships as well. Sorry about all the beeping in the background. I seem to have let all the phones be loud. Ginger Plessis. I've created other groups, a list of prospects, a list of my past clients or closed clients, a list of my clients in process, and a list of my certified financial planners. Now I can text these groups as well. For example, I'm sending prospects little tidbits about credit, the loan process, a link about interest rates, or just checking in to see how their house hunting is going. For loans that are currently in process, I might send a quick text to let clients know that if they have any questions over an upcoming weekend, what would be the best way to reach me? Again, it's a very simple text that looks like I'm sending it to that one individual. Group texts can show some immediate results. One of the texts I sent was just a reminder to a real estate agent list that I can provide financing outside of my state. And oh my gosh, what a great response! Right after sending that text, I received a response from one of my real estate agent partners who was in South Carolina and was about to make an offer on a second home for herself. I'm happy to say that I ended up closing her loan, and I am just tickled about how that worked. I have to say, Yin Yang once sent texts out. It was something about, oh, the state of the world. And then there was one day I wanted to find out about which airline to buy a ticket on. I tell you, every single person responded, even the ones that were hardly my acquaintances. Every single person in that list responded. So the topic has a lot to do with what people want to respond to. So this was important, what to say, and you can map it over to your own life. You can make it like she did. Okay, she did. For example, I'm sending prospects little tidbits about credit, the loan process, a link about interest rates. So this you can do if you have a jewelry business, for example. You can say, these are what I have, and I have an inventory of 65 more pieces or something, and you can text me to get together to have a look at them. You can map it into your own life as well. Now, Jen Duplessis says, find your level of comfort. We are reading Launch, How to Take Your Business to New Heights by Jen Duplessis. And this is Morsels of a Thought number 1648. Find your level of comfort. Now, you need to decide what frequency of texting is right for you. For me, sending something every week to certain groups of partners is too much. It's about what works best for you and what you want to accomplish with this tool. I would at minimum suggest a group text weekly to your A+ partners so you can regularly remind them that you're available to support their business, and to your current clients so they know you're totally involved in their transactions. You will find more business coming your way if you keep at this consistently. So you map it over to your life. Yin Yang says map it over to your life and consider, think about the frequency of when you send your texts. Be active about it. Okay, so Jen's Jots. Decide on a strategy of how you can use a group texting app to keep you front and center with your partners. Follow a plan and schedule for how often you send a text, to whom, and what the topic will be. You map this onto your whole life, and you will find that being involved with the society can bring you tons of business, and if nothing else, bring you some attention. We get paid in cultural currency as well as in regular currency, and this is about regular currency, but you can map it over to your life. Okay, so we are reading Launch, How to Take Your Business to New Heights by Jen Duplessis. There was a foreword by, she is America's Mortgage Mentor, and there was a foreword by Michael J. Mayer, the seven levels of communication. Chapter 4, Part 15. Set expectations with clients for referrals. The big idea is, from the very beginning of your relationship with a client, start educating them about your practice, about how your practice thrives through referrals. Begin nurturing their awareness of how they will discover referable clients. And then here's a quote by an anonymous person. Unexpected extras only work if you do the expected first. Now, I want to say, you can think of this way. Even if you don't have a current business, you can think of, what are all the people I contact with? What do I sell them? What do they sell me? What do we get from each other? And you will find that if you say, oh, there's a man I'm interested in and I'm single. What do I sell him? I sell him my mysteriousness. I sell him my essence. And he gives me back attention. So we do the rules for that, but we're thinking about it in terms of what frequency we are going to talk to our clients. Think of your whole world as clients. So my friend Auntie Suzanne, what do I get from her? I get love and protection from her. What do I give back? I give her amusement and stories and a linkage to my life. So it is an exchange, a cultural exchange or a currency exchange, like in this book. You can map it over to your life. So Jen Plessis says for set expectations with clients for referrals. Okay, so if you map it over to your social life, you can say, I can set expectations for us to go out together and get contact with society, go to a dance class together. Okay. Now, Jen Duplessis says, if you're waiting until the loan approval or closing to ask for a referral, you're missing some golden opportunities to get clients thinking about referrals. You should set expectations for referrals from the very first meeting with a client. So, in my world, that is set expectations for how we're going to go out for coffee and where we're going to go so we can see new things. Okay, back to Jen Duplessis. I find that most loan officers don't ask for referrals from clients until the loan is approved. Don't wait too long. Way back, we thought that was the best time to ask for referrals from borrowers when their love-o-meter is at its peak and they're happy with you because you just provided them with a loan approval. And while I think that's a great time to ask for a referral, and it is incorporated into my process as well, quite frankly, I think approval is a little too late for the initial ask. Now, the next place that I see loan officers asking for referrals is at the actual closing or escrow. Again, a great place, and I do that, but I think it's just a little too late to start asking. Your client is only thinking about moving into their new home, not about sending you a referral. So you want people to think of your well-being as well. You In my coffee analogy, you want people to have an idea of what you would like to get in life, what your goals are socially. And that way, people have an idea of bringing you ideas. And then using Jen Duplessis's model, I have a hairdresser that I go to at a certain place, and you're expecting them to give you that particular referral. It's it's useful in even a non-business context. All right. Jen Duplessis says build awareness immediately. She says, let me share with you a way that you can set expectations with a client from the moment you meet them, whether it's in person or on the phone, to ensure that they understand how important referrals are to you. What you want to do is help begin thinking throughout their entire loan process about providing referrals. Clients don't understand how we're paid, and they also don't understand how we get business. It's our job to help them understand our expectations. The first step I take when I meet a client is to push all of the paperwork aside. You know how they are. They come in and they're so excited to give us all this documentation, and we're so excited to tell them all about us and show the graphs and product selections we've prepared. I want to push that all I want to push all that aside and just have a conversation with them. What that may sound like is, I'm so excited to meet with you. Thank you for coming into my office today. Before we get started, I want to just stop for a few minutes and take this opportunity to get to know each other a bit before a bit better. So if you don't mind, can we take just a few minutes to let me share about my practice and how I operate? Now, I will tell you, I've never had anyone say to me, "No, you can't do that. I just want the numbers. I'm not interested in that." They really do want to know. So all you have to do is just ask them. This builds great trust. The second part of this is then talking about how you work by referral. by reminding them that even their real estate agent introduced them to you. You demonstrate through their own situation how you work by referral. What you're doing is planting the seed immediately that you are looking for referrals, and you're doing that right from the very beginning. Of course, you can't plant a seed and just hope that it grows. You have to constantly water it, and that's why you will want to constantly put information in front of them or while on the phone with them throughout the process to remind them that you do work by referral. We are reading Launch by Jen Plessis. How to Take Your Business to New Heights, America's Mortgage Mentor. This is Monday, and I'm doing Monday mortgages. Monday mortgages, and we're reading, and it's what's that number? 1648. I aim to bring you wisdom, morsels of a thought, in order to give you ideas on what to do in your life, what's right for you. And there is always virtue in the action of doing what's good for you. What's good for you and what's good for the world and good for mankind and good for everybody. Yeah. Okay, back to the book. Jen Duplessis says, talk about expectations. I tell my clients that my job is to wow them throughout the loan process so that they're compelled to talk to me. I tell them that my goal is to exceed their expectations so they want to ask me, want to talk about me and introduce me to people that they know. Now listen, you have to find out what their expectations are so that you can actually exceed them. You can't exceed expectations that you're not clear about. How do they want to be communicated with? What do they want texts? Do they want phone calls? Do they want emails? Do they want you to talk to the husband and not to the wife or vice versa? Are there other people who are going to be involved in the decision making, like a father or mother or a trusted advisor or referral partner, a potential referral partner? Potential referral partner. Each of these points are important as you take a breath, step back, and talk about the relationship rather than assuming through the whole process that you will get referrals. Another suggestion when talking with them is let me share with you about the what to expect during the loan process. You're going to subconsciously start noticing and becoming aware that a lot of people you know and talk to are also thinking about buying a home or refinancing or are talking about a mortgage. It's a very common thing, much like noticing after you buy a red car how many red cars you'll suddenly see on the road. You want to let them know that during their loan process, you're asking them to keep their antennas up for people they might introduce to you. You've already asked and mentioned a few times that you work by referral, and now you're planting with them, slowly but surely. Not a hardcore sale, but an awareness that they're going to recognize other people in the same situation more often. You're nurturing the message that you want them to be looking out for you while you are being held while you are being held accountable for exceeding their expectations. Well, I want to say that in my coffee analogy, why am I doing a coffee analogy? Because women who read and men who read and who like going out to coffee with other people are actually doing an interaction. It's all about the energy, I think. I will call it chi, but I don't want to bring that into this. Now, the author says, the other important part of talking about your practice is to explain to them how you want to be referred. For example, I do not like being referred to as a mortgage broker, as a loan officer, as my lender girl, or as my loan person, quote, end quote, quote, end quote. I make it clear how I prefer to be referred to, and because I have the designation of certified mortgage planner, it's important for me that they use that terminology. So whatever terminology you want them to use for you, you need to explain to them. That's really easy to do. It's like saying your name. It's like saying, I want to be called Ying. I want to be called Ying. I can be called yin yang, but I want to be called ying. And you make sure that they know it. That's like with your friends. That's the author says that's really easy to do. You just ask them, is there anything you would need from me to help you explain me and my practice to others? Just ask them, then give them some ideas to use with anyone they're referring. You also want to make sure that people know you are referable and you want to be accepting of referrals. It is imperative for your client to understand that there is never a time when you're not accepting referrals, and you want to express this while you're sitting with them. You're making sure that there's nothing else they need from you to explain to others who you are, your practice's operation, and what kind of experience these friends and family will get when they are referred to you. You can ask right away. 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 Then the last step is to use the same script addressed in chapter 4, part 10, after all your phone calls. The quote, before we hang up, end quote, line. In this case, however, you can say, quote, before we go, end quote, and ask for a connection in the same way you ask during your phone calls. This is a perfect opportunity for you to ask for a referral right then and there. By the way, the referral does not have to be a direct referral of another client buying a home. It can be a referral for a connection to a potential broker or service provider, or potential partner or service provider. This will help them ease into the referral process. Of course, you can ask the you can ask for a direct referral by saying something such as, hey, before we go, I'm always looking to work with other expecting couples just like you. Or, I'm always looking to work with other women who are going through a divorce just like you, who might need my assistance, guidance, and expertise to help them through the process. Well, who do you know in the same situation as you whom you would feel comfortable introducing me to? When you call them when their appraisal comes in and when the loan is approved, see, this is every juncture, every turn of your life, every change in your life. When you call them when their appraisal comes in and when the loan is approved and you're about ready to go to closing or at closing, you can feel more comfortable asking for a referral. You've set expectations from the very beginning of your relationship. Now, I want to read Jen's Jots. I'm going to read you a process for all situations later, but I'm going to read you the first three of the four Jen's Jots. Don't wait until the closing to start asking for referrals. By then, you've missed out on many opportunities to ask for referrals. From the beginning of your relationship, take a few minutes to educate new clients about how your practice works and how you get your business through referrals. During the entire loan process, constantly nurture a client's mindfulness of potential clients they might refer. Now, next time we're going to go into this section, the little section in part 15, a process for all situations. This technique is so powerful and so easy to do at every appointment you have, like with real estate agents, for example. If you don't water that seed and you just put it in the ground and you walk away and simply hope and wish and maybe pray that you get referrals, then that's exactly what you're going to get. Just hopes and wishes. So, in practice for all situations, we've got 35 seconds left and 4 paragraphs to read next time. I will talk to you again tomorrow for the rules, and I hope something here can have been mapped into your life to be able to do the right things to do, because knowing the right thing to do is called wisdom, as the fortune cookie said, and the fortune cookie said, doing the right thing is called virtue. Okay, we'll talk to you later. Bye. Old Kinderhook.